talked about the honeymoon and romance,
Yes.
which is beautiful. But sometimes people just want to come in and enjoy. Maybe they're not married, or maybe it may be a girlfriend's
Yeah.
trip or anything, or maybe they want to just see some events. What are some of the events that you may find in St. Lucia?
Listen, there are some amazing events, and on a weekly basis. And by the way, full disclosure, I'm going to speak now as if COVID doesn't exist.
Okay.
And I'm speaking that way because I'm positive
Yeah.
that we will get to a point where
God
life
willing.
becomes okay. Okay.
No, I hear one of the big events that I know some of the Americans talk about is the Jazz Festival. Can you
Yes,
talk about that?
yes. And remind me to tell you about the street party. And the street party is
Okay.
the world's longest running street party. It's kind of on hold right now.
Of course.
Look, for obvious reasons, because you need a crowd for that, right?
Right.
And Carnival in July.
July,
But
yeah.
let me tell you though, that jazz festival is such an amazing experience. It is one of the Caribbean's largest jazz festivals. It typically happens in May, so right before Mother's Day, that weekend in May. And really, I mean, everybody has performed at this jazz festival.
Right.
I can tell you.
I've heard
I mean,
about
Luther
it.
Van. I'm talking the greats now.
Yeah.
And I mean, last year, and I'm going to put him as great because I love this man's voice. Gregory Porter was on last year, and we certainly did the jazz festival. It was produced by Jazz at Lincoln Center in collaboration with them, of New York fame. But that jazz festival, it just gets into the community. And people stay at a variety of places. So when you're coming for jazz, I mean, you can't even pick and choose where you want to stay unless you've booked way ahead in advance, because it is such a pilgrimage. And I'm talking all the big performers have been here over the years, and it really is that perfect introduction to getting into the food, the art scene. We have our own fashion scene as well. But yeah, I mean, that jazz festival, I mean, it's in its 28th year. It's really a staple on that Caribbean calendar. And a lot of folks have been introduced to it, whether it be on BET, which covered it quite extensively.
Exactly. That's where
you see it all the time.
Right. Exactly. That's
Absolutely.
where I kind of first knew about it, was watching it on BET.
Yeah.
And took it from there.
Yeah, and it's perfect for a girlfriend's getaway. You know what I mean? Actually, I mean, you grab whoever you're grabbing, and because it's right before Mother's Day, it has always made for a great Mother's Day gift as well.
Wow,
so
that's
I
a
want,
good point.
I want to tell, I want to tell you, it's a very, very flexible destination that we have, and even in the style of accommodations, we have some very, and you can certainly choose your price point. Because as I mentioned, luxury is open to interpretation.
Right.
But if you want that 5-star villa, if you want accommodations with a private pool, if you want connecting rooms because you need the convenience of family being together, or it's a family reunion, or it's a wedding group, then you certainly want to try one of our fabulous accommodations like villas, which thanks to COVID has made even more popular,
Yeah. Now, I know we talked about let's go back real quick to the street party.
Yes.
I know we were supposed to finish that one up. So it was, of course, before COVID-19, it was every Friday, right? It was
every Friday in Groselet, and it's on hold now for those of you that are wondering.
Yeah.
But as sure as the sun will rise again, it will come back. And the truth about it is, what I like about St. Lucia, the authenticity of the vacation experience, is that, and that's made it a little difficult during COVID, right? Because we've sought to manage a lot more carefully. But the beauty of St. Lucia, when we get back, to full freedom.
For full,
Is
they're back, but they're not full.
No, we are. And I'll be
Yeah.
honest, the iconic things are back. So there's nothing that you're missing out on. I would say the only thing you're missing is the thing you're asking me about, which is the street party. But I think in due course, it's going to come back. But what I like is we're not putting that on for tourists. It's happening every Friday anyway, because it's part of our village activity.
Okay.
And tourists just happen to come and enjoy it. And I like the fact that when you come, a bear is still $2 US, whether you're from Saint Lucia or you're not. It's just a wonderful way to meet Saint Lucians and to turn up. And I would suggest you go like about 9:30, because then you're going to hear all the international hits, dance hits, and then later on it gets a little bit more ethnic, but we know how to handle it.
So that's a great thing, because you hear so many people say, I don't want to just stay on the resort. I don't want to just stay on the resort. I want to experience the culture. And with St. Lucia, you have, when it opens up, that portion opens up again, you have a section where you can just intertwine with the people there and have a great party and go at it. So I'm glad you brought that up. Go ahead.
Guess what? A lot of our hotels now have found ways of bringing the street party into the resort.
Okay.
So one of our resorts in the north, Bay Gardens Beach Resort, they do it on a Friday night at the resort on the beach. So, COVID makes you much more creative until we can get the full-blown Lucian experience.
All right.
Yep.
So Rich
must say, this is why everybody, you see why you need an expert, because there's so many great options. It's not that it's difficult. There's so many options in St. Lucia, and what we want to do is to match your level of inspiration to your passions with what we have on offer. And so,
well, Richard, thank you for bringing that up, because it, just like you said, it's important to go with a travel advisor, and I'm glad that I completed the course, and now that I'm a Saint Lucia expert, there it is, Saint Lucia expert. So I am I'm happy to complete the course and ready to serve those people who want to visit this beautiful island.